Hi everyone, my name is Lynn King with SKEDCO Rescue. What we're going to do today is we're going to show how to unroll and rig the sked for horizontal hoist in a water environment. So I'm going to begin by unrolling the sked. I'm going to reverse roll the sked to get it to lay flat. Then we're going to put it up on the table and show you how to rig it for horizontal hoist, and then we're going to add flotation to it. I'm going to begin by releasing the cobra buckles. I'm going to step on the foot end of the stretcher and I'm just going to pull it up. Pull up the stretcher. And then I'm going to get a quick bend. And I'm going to put this stretcher in my armpit. And I want to do that so it'll lay flat. And if I just kind of, I gotta slap it. And if I don't slap it, it's not gonna reverse roll properly. So I want to hit a good smack. And then I want to put it in my armpit and reverse roll it. And I don't want to just do this. I want to reverse roll it to get it to lay flat. And I'm going to switch back to the foot end. Same thing. It'll lay flat every time. I'm going to take the stretcher, we're going to put it up on the table here, and we're going to rig it for horizontal hoist. Tighten up the cross straps. I'm going to take the head end, horizontal strap, it's labeled head strap, and we're going to route this strap through the angled slots in the stretcher. The foot strap is routed the same way, through the angled slots in the stretcher. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is grab the carabiner. We're going to rig the horizontal slings. Ready to go. Now I'm going to add the flotation. I'm going to start with the chest pad. Alright, the purpose of the chest pad is to keep the patient's head out of the water, and then also to float the straps up when they're connected to the cross straps. I'm going to disconnect the cross strap here. And the horizontal lift slings are above the float. And the float lifts the cross straps up, allows the patient to float right in, and also at the same time keeps the horizontal lift slings up and out of the way as well. We have a yellow float that will go on the carabiner at the end, and we'll make sure that the carabiner is up and out of the water as well. Once that's done, we're going to apply the flotation logs, labeled R for right side of the stretcher, and then L for the left side. We're going to attach this using the horizontal notches. Tighten these up. I'm going to add the ballast, 15 pounds of ballast to the foot end of the stretcher. Velcro's on. last but not least, we're going to inflate the carabiner float. And there we go. Just want to double check everything here, make sure everything's good to go. And then we can go ahead and discharge the floats. Alright, I'm going to attach the tagline to the stretcher. What the tagline does is it keeps the stretcher from oscillating during a horizontal hoist. We're going to pull tension using the tagline at the foot end of the stretcher. So inside this tagline is a V-strap with 2 carabiners, and then also a weak link. There's 300 feet of water rescue rope in here, 7mm water rescue rope, and it is yellow. I'm going to pull that V-strap out. I'm going to tighten this drawstring up to keep the rest of the rope inside, and then we're going to attach the V-string or the V-strap. I'm going to attach these straps to the foot end of the stretcher where we attach the ballast bag. I'm going to grab the webbing and connect that carabiner, grab the webbing here, and then attach the carabiner, and we're ready to go. Okay, once everything is in place, I position my patient and I push the stretcher down. The flotation causes a nice little tunnel that the patient floats right into. Once their head gets on the label, I want to stick my foot on the foot end and pull the stretcher horizontally, and if they have a bunch of gear on, I can spread the stretcher to allow them to be seated farther into the stretcher itself. First strap I want to tighten is the first cross strap all the way across their chest. That will keep them from coming out of the stretcher if we're in rough water. Go ahead and tighten the secondary strap. And before we begin the hoist, I'll take the drag handle. The patient's head is lower, and I want to curl the drag handle. And I'm going to go ahead and take this drag handle, tie a quick overhand knot, and that will keep the patient in the stretcher should the stretcher begin to oscillate during the hoist. And once we're all packaged up, ready to go, we can take that cable, let it fall into the water. As it comes closer to me, I grab it and then hook it up to our carabiner, make sure this guy's ready to hoist. And before we begin the hoist, I'm going to disconnect the tagline. We're going to loosen up the drawstring a little bit. And before we begin the hoist, we're going to have the aircraft go out away from the stretcher, and we're going to pull tension with the gloved hand on the tagline itself. And we're going to pull tension until the hoist occurs, and we're going to do that to prevent spin of the stretcher. Once the stretcher is in the aircraft, the crew member will disconnect the carabiner and V-strap. It will drop back down into the water for you to retrieve. You can have your tagline back.